Next up, at UFC Vegas 91, we have Austin Hubbard taking on Michal Figlak. Austin Hubbard.
Figlak!
15-7 overall. That was so loud. 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off the loss in the Ultimate Fighter finale. He was on the most recent season of the Ultimate Fighter, and he did lose in that finale. He's taking on Michal Figlak. Michal Figlak is 8-1 overall. 4-1 in his last 5. He is coming back, though, after a 2-year layoff. This is an interesting fight because the layoff does play a factor here. Without the layoff, I think it's a very clear pick. With the layoff, it makes it a little fuzzy. Austin Hubbard is good. He's a gritty guy, decent everywhere, ton of heart, ton of power, in his hands at least. Mostly a striker, but well-rounded overall. He can be taken down, but he does have a good get-up game if he is. This is his second stint in the UFC. If you remember, this last season of The Ultimate Fighter was half vets, half rookies. Austin was on the vet side. He had a 3-4 run in the UFC before being cut. Got a few regional wins. Popped back onto that show. He's taking on Michal Figlak. This guy is a powerful striker who has solid grappling and an aggressive style. He is always moving forward. He likes to control the middle of the cage. He can be hittable, but that still doesn't stop him from continuing to move forward. He's got good wrestling, but he uses it defensively more than anything. I think Michal Figlak wins this fight. I think he has too much power. I think the takedown defense is too good if Austin's even going to go that route. And he's just going to be the better striker. I have a bet on him at -125.
Great
odds. These odds have moved. He's now -160. If you're a premium member, you saw that bet when I placed it a few weeks ago. My only concern here is the layoff. We saw it at UFC 300. Every single fighter at UFC 300 that had a year or more layoff lost. All 3 of them lost. And with strikers, it's especially bad because strikers, for some reason, need to find that rhythm. It's not as easy for strikers to get back into that cadence in an actual fight. Where wrestlers, they touch you and they're, all right, I got him. And then it's just, they can grind through and it is what it is. But that's what's worrying me here. That's why the bet is only a half of a unit. But I do think Figlak wins this fight. What do you think, Jackie Bombolots?
Here's the brass tacks, people. And I'm not saying that this is I'm making my pick because of this, but this is the God honest truth. If Figlak doesn't fight Ziam, and this is a fight that's made without that Ziam fight, you never saw that Ziam fight, Figlak would be -400, -450 against Austin Hubbard. And that's just the facts. He got almost a -240, -250 versus Ziam. And Ziam's a very good experienced guy, a good experienced kickboxer. So the fact is, you're going to get value here no matter what. In my opinion, at least. I think he easily would have been -400 if he never fought Ziam. And if you want to talk about that Ziam fight, he was kind of out-wrestled to lose that fight. Obviously, Ziam's a very experienced, very long guy. I think Ziam is probably 2 or 3 times the striker that Austin Hubbard is. But then all of a sudden, Ziam came in, and all of a sudden, this guy's a wrestler. And it wasn't really wrestling. It was more judo than anything. So a lot of people are going to say, oh, he was taken down a bunch. He was. And, oh, Austin Hubbard's got good takedowns. He does have good takedowns, right? Gets to the single, cut the angles. He knows what he's doing with those takedowns. Very good takedowns. But it wasn't like Ziam was shooting these singles and doubles and taking down Figlak. He was getting to body locks. He's a very big, tall guy. And it was a lot of body weight, a lot of judo, a lot of throws to get these takedowns. So the takedowns aren't quite the same. So if you're trying to play that game, I would be careful of, oh, Austin get takedowns and Figlak was just taken down. And then the striking, Austin has made really, really nice improvements in the striking. I'm a big Austin Hubbard fan. And I mentioned in my quick pick video, I know who Austin Hubbard is. He's a tough son of a bitch who has improved striking, can wrestle, and is probably going to be around. And I was like, I want to find a reason to pick this guy as my lock of the week. I like this guy. I like the grit, the determination, the improvements I've seen, the second chance at the UFC. I want to pick this guy as my lock of the week. And I came away with this fight after watching film thinking, I feel good about Figlak. I just think he's going to be the way better striker, can defend the takedowns, use offensive wrestling in his own right, and he's a dangerous dude. So I'm taking Figlak here, and I feel good about it. And I think when the card's said and done, this could be the best value on the card. I like Austin too, but I just think he's a little outmatched here.
My favorite play here, so I mentioned I have that money line bet on him at -125. -160, it's starting to move a little bit. At a certain point, it's not reasonable anymore. But if you haven't watched my Prize Picks video yet, the Michal Figlak Prize Picks line is 1.5 takedowns. they think Figlak's going to get, or in order to lose that, Figlak needs to get 2 takedowns. I don't see that happening. Why? I don't know why he would offensively wrestle here. He's going to be the better striker. If there is wrestling, he will use it to stay up. So I love that line. If you want to check out that PrizePicks video, check it out. I have a couple other plays in there as well, but go hit that up. That's one of my favorite lines on this is Michal Figlak under 1.5 takedowns. And if you sign up for PrizePicks using promo code WWP, not only will we make a couple of dollars, they will give you free money to play. So take the free money, build an entry with that. Yes, small red boy. Yeah, you can't Indian give it. It's too late. You gave the gift. You can't take it back.
I'm looking at this, and I'm not seeing your name on any of this. I see my name, but...
Well, the flight's booked, so...
Well, I guess you can go to the convention and then sit at a bar and fucking watch it. I'll go by my goddamn self then. I forgot what the fuck I was going to say, dumbass.
Great. No,
Figlak came in as an undefeated guy, as a kind of a big favorite versus Ziam. I fully believe that he thought he was going to smoke Ziam, a confident dude. Ran into some issues early, was kind of getting bullied a little bit, but this dude never quit either. A lot of these times you see these young prospects, the first time they're challenged, they will just fold, they will quit. In that third round, this dude was busting his ass to try to win these scrambles, to try to find a finish in that fight. That's what really sold me on Figlak. He's not like these, oh my God, things aren't going right, I'm panicking, I'm losing, like a fucking Mike Malott or any of that shit. I mean,
what a loser, dude.
This guy
was
was
10
giving it to
seconds
the end.
left.
I mean, he was trying to adjust. He was losing the striking, so he tried to go to the wrestling. I mean, he was trying to make adjustments to do everything he could to win that fight, and I like that.
That Mike Malott thing, all time loss. What a joke.
Especially because you knew
10 seconds.
Yeah,
dude.
you knew
What
you
a
were going to win that
joke.
fight if you just fucking survive, or at least a draw, I guess.
Well, and what a joke. What a quitter. He should quit.
He didn't even try to sell it either.
Look how annoyed you got. I'm so annoyed right now. And all
He didn't even try to sell it like Jalen Turner, like covered up, and you know the ref's about to stop the fight. The ref stops the fight, and then they look at the ref like, "Oh, no, it was fine." Like, no, you were just laying there. And Mike Malott didn't even try to sell it like, "Oh, I'm fine." Like, what? He just like laid there like, "Oh, I'm a fucking idiot."
Yeah, dude, that was bad. Because not even like if he was getting his ass kicked the whole time, fine. He was dominating that fight, and then it got a little bit tough, and that's what happens. What a joke. Anyway, oh God, I'm so annoyed at that. $7,800 for Austin Hubbard, $8,400 for Figlak. I do think Figlak wins this fight, but I don't know. I think Austin may be the better value here because if somebody is going to work in the grappling, it will be him. And as we know, takedowns are 5 points each. And if Austin Hubbard gets the wrestling going, he could actually put up some decent points here, where Figlak will likely win this on his feet. I don't think he's going to finish Austin Hubbard, but I do think he'll be a little quicker to the jab, a little quicker to the overhand, beat him up a little bit. And as we know, these Vegas judges hate wrestling. Wrestling doesn't matter anymore. It's not part of the equation. This is the Ultimate Kickboxing Championship. So even if Austin Hubbard gets a few takedowns.
That, huh?
Oh, I hate how they score fights now. Even if Austin Hubbard gets a few takedowns, they won't care. It's all going to be what McCall does. If he gets a little bit of a bloody nose out of Austin, they'll give him the decision. So I am comfortable with the McCall side, but DraftKings wise, $7,800, Austin Hubbard might score a couple of points. If you want to check out every single thing that we do, if you just want to support the show, if you appreciate what we do for you week in and week out, become a premium member. It's only $10 for an entire month. We have UFC 301 next week. So for that $10, you're going to get this card, UFC 301, and the 2 cards after that. $10 a month, $2.50 per event. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top.
Someone said, bro, go. Hold on, this is how he said. Bro, go fight yourself in UFC. Don't call fighters a joke. You have 0 fights. That's very disrespectful. Should respect everyone who goes in pro fight. Motherfucker, I've got a fight under my belt. I've got a fight under my belt, so I can say whatever the fuck I want.
That is such a, it's a funny, listen, I understand the sentiment. I get the sentiment. But it's only in MMA that people do this. Because I don't see people complaining at ESPN analysts when they say a football player is slow. Bro, he's faster than you.
They're not putting their life on the line. Like
literally are. Yeah, like you will have a longer, better life as a professional fighter than you will as an NFL player.
Well, that's the argument, probably.
But it's just funny because, I mean, that's not the anytime somebody says something disparaging about a fighter, and I get it. There's always that.
Fighters
that
are so
comment.
sensitive too. It's like
They are
Jesus
sensitive
Christ.
people.
I mean,
They are
relax.
sensitive people. But you know why they're
You've
sensitive?
never done this. I could beat you. Like what? I mean, what's his name? Joseph Holmes. Like, I'll beat your ass. Like, I fucking hope so. You're fucking 6'5" and a professional fighter. I mean, Jesus Christ. Congratulations.
Well, what is funny about that is, and obviously I managed fighters for years and had very good fighters that were very good friends, so I've spent a lot of time with them. Not all of them are quick to not laugh at themselves, like take everything a little too serious. But a lot of it has to do with, to get to that level, to be a professional fist fighter, you have to have an unreasonable amount of confidence. You have to believe in yourself. And a lot of those people who are that cocky, that full of themselves, something doesn't go well and they do get the criticism, they don't deal with it well because they're just not used to that. They don't understand. Their brain doesn't process that. Well, I'll beat your ass. It's like, what? Like, okay. Like you said, I hope so. Most have been picked on. That's why they became fighters. I disagree with that. I disagree with that logic. Maybe back in the day, but now we have we're starting to hit the generation of just straight up athletes that are turning to MMA as a sport. Before you go, let me give you $50. Anybody who goes to WeWantPicks.com/bets and signs up with any one of our affiliate partners gets $50 as a thank you. Use the link, sign up, make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you.